There's been a lot of interest on some of my 6.8 videos and hunting and stuff like that. I pretty much use the 6.8 just for hunting. So I really don't have that much experience with it as far as target shooting and such. I'm told it's really good at long distances. Unfortunately, the longest distance I shot a deer this year was no more than 50 yards. So I can't really speak to this. But I can speak to the new rifle that I picked up just before deer season started. It is an ARPerformance 6.8 SPCII, so it has the chamber that's made just for the combat loads. I got mine from ARPerformance. They have a website and they build 6.8 and 223. This, I got one of their first edition lowers with their name on it. Innovative Tactical Systems, I believe, is what they are. I have a super low serial number, which is kind of cool. With their lower, they also have something called what they call a gator grip, which is I guess a nice little feature, yet I don't use that as a gripping spot for myself. My particular rifle that I got is a 16-inch hunter version. It's a fairly lightweight barrel. Gas system is mid-length with a mid-length handguard from Midwest Industries. It did not come with the little trim cap that you can get from them. I'm probably going to do that later on. And the flash suppressor is a lot longer than your normal A2 flash suppressor. Not exactly sure why. Perhaps it's the something to do with the thread, so you don't put a 223 flash suppressor on a 6.8. Anyways, I believe the gas block is maybe from Midwest Industries too. It's not really stamped, so I didn't really pay that close attention to it. I put a 3 to 9 Leopold scope on this particular one, along with a LaRue tactical quick release mount that I picked up at the 3-gun match last year from LaRue. I also added one of these little charging handles, which makes it quite nice when you're dealing with the scope. And I put an ambidextrous safety on it, as well as I switched out 2 of my trigger pins because I had some oversized trigger pins in a couple other ARs which are worn out, and I went and put these oversized trigger pins in, and this one down here, it's kind of black. This is the oversized pin. My oversized trigger pin just fell right out, so I went ahead and put the original one in there, and I never took this other one out, so that's why you're seeing a little silver there. Additionally, I added the Mo stock. It came with a regular M4 6-position collapsible stock. It was what I believe was a commercial stock on a mil-spec tube, and it rattled around like you would not believe, and this is straight from the factory. I also put ambidextrous single-point sling mount on it, and then the Magpul, Mayed, whatever they call it, fully adjustable grip. So we'll flip over to the other side of it. Here's my ambidextrous safety, which I ground down for the trigger finger for when you're holding it. It doesn't get in your way if you're a righty. I apologize, my gun is a little dirty since deer season just ended and I have not cleaned it up yet. I paid the extra $10 to get this cool little thing put on there by ARPerformance as well. Here's the other side of the Midwest Industries. It came with this little rail and this one over here. I can put a bipod on this one. That was my plan, and if I ended up doing anything in the evening, maybe a flashlight or something. And I noticed these rails are, I guess, maybe out of spec or something, because I can't hardly get stuff to fit on there. They're like oversized. I'm not sure if it's a defect or maybe I got crappy stuff. I did not drop my gun in the mud. This is what happens when you drive around in the Jeep during the rainy season with the rifle hanging out the door of the Jeep. It get quite muddy. Let me see what else we can talk about on this. We have, I will take it apart here and let's go to the inside. Okay, I got it apart here and it's quite nasty, must say. Turn that off. This is I believe they call it the ITS Super Bolt. It's supposed to be an extra strong bolt that ARPerformance makes, and they've coated it with, I forget the name of the coating. I'll probably annotate that here in a minute. As you can tell, it's still quite dirty. But this is supposed to make it easier to clean and more lubricated. just supposedly works better. From what I can tell, it looks like a mil-spec bolt carrier and firing pin and whatnot. The upper itself has the M4 cuts in the upper, and this is not a chrome line barrel. I think by having a chrome line barrel, you suffer in accuracy a little bit, so I've been told. But we'll get to accuracy in just a minute. On the lower, I paid the upgrade fee to have the Rock River 2-stage trigger put in. And something I did for this one was I got a Brownells and I got me some JP reduced power springs. They're painted yellow, and I think the gauge of the wire is slightly smaller in diameter, which lightens the trigger pull considerably, at least for me. So for me, any AR that I have, I usually put a Rock River 2-stage in it and some reduced power springs from JP Enterprise, and that seems to be a real nice trigger pull for me. And I would recommend it if someone would do something like that. If you're looking to lighten your trigger but don't want to pay hundreds of dollars for some drop-in trigger kit, this is probably the way to go. Accuracy, I'm still trying to find the perfect load for this rifle, for my rifle anyway. And my father-in-law picked up a box of this at Cabela's, and this stuff here at 100 yards with a sandbag, I can stack them on a dime. And it's 110 grain hollow point, and this is the ammo that I shot 2 deer with this year, both in the head. Well, one of them was in the head, one of them was in the neck. Like I said, they were all under 50 yards, so I can't claim the fame of some Charles Hathcock stuff out there, but hopefully once I can get my loads working properly, things will get a whole lot better and I won't have to buy this stuff. But as long as I use this for hunting, it's not going to be that much expensive. For my loads right now at 100 yards, I can group about 1.5 inches, which is, I guess, pretty good, but I would like to be able to shoot further than that. But for the most part, I like the gun. It was about, I guess, $1,100 minus the grip, minus the ambidextrous safety, minus the $10 springs, minus the $200 scope mount, and minus the, what was it, $250, maybe $275 for the scope. And then I paid extra for this, another $50. And then this here, I forget, was maybe $10 from Bow Tactical. I can't quite remember how they pronounce that. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. The free float handguard did unscrew on me once, and which kind of surprised me. It took me by surprise. And when I first got it, I'll try to roll in some photos here. I'm not too good at. It'll probably be at the end of the video, but I saw some scratches on the lower from where they were putting the pins together that hold everything in place. I saw various scratches on the lower and then they had gone and tried to clean it up with a pin or something. That really doesn't bug me that much, as you can tell with my gun being muddy and nasty and stuff. But I just, I figure if you're gonna get a custom gun, it should, it should be flawless when you get it. Plus the upper and lower match, when they made up, there is a little bit of wiggle. I've seen much tighter. In fact, my DPMS 6.8 that I had previously was so tight it would only fit on a couple of my a couple of lowers that I had. But I guess that's not all that big a deal as long as it doesn't wobble too awful much. Having the wrong stock on the wrong tube really bugged the crap out of me, though, I must say, because that thing rattled around like you would not believe. But would I recommend? I would. The barrel length is like I said, 16 and a 1 and 11 and a quarter twist, which is supposed to be real good for the light bullets. If you go down to maybe 95 grain or maybe even an 85 grain, I can't quite remember all the specs on the ammo yet. I'm probably going to stick with the heavier bullets just for deer hunting, and as I said, most of my shots seem to be under 100 yards, well under 100 yards. Highly recommend it for hunting. If you're going to do plinking and stuff like that, I'd stick with the 223 or the 5.56. The ammo is a whole lot cheaper, and you can make your gun go boom a whole lot more for a cheaper price. Comments, questions are welcome.